What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sky Bees. Yes, so we did it. We finished the monster quest line. I killed the Ender Dragon, finally grinded that out, and whew, it's been a process. Now, this quest line in specific seemed kind of odd to me because most of these quest lines here are to kind of get you into an introductory phase of these different mods. The killing all these mobs is kind of redundant in my opinion, but there again, we did a bunch of stuff with blood magic where we had to kill a bunch of mobs, getting demonic will and using our sentient sword and stuff. And I think if we would have coupled that along with this mod, then, or this quest line rather, it would have been pretty decent. So today what I would like to do is I would like to kind of take off where, or start where we left off last week. Last week, or last episode rather, we started doing these patterns for our different processors, and I would like to get that stuff automated, which is why we have our inscribers set up here. So what we're going to do is this inscriber here, we are going to send silicone to it, and we're going to start processing silicone for the different processors. If we look in here, each one of these processors requires printed silicone. All of them do. They require these raw processors here, which we've already set up auto crafting, and then they're going to require some form of redstone dust. So what we first need to do is look at our silicone supply, which I do believe is low. It is at 2,000 silicone. So we're going to need to take a storage upgrade. We're going to need to go upgrade our storage drawer, which is this guy right here. And we're going to need to go ahead and set up our silicone bee. And I do believe that we need... I'm going to have to find this thing. Aha. There's one. And we're going to need to also see what it takes for a pollination block. Sometimes this works, sometimes it does not. There we go. It actually worked this time. Good. So if we look up silicone, I believe that this thing needs quartz. Perfect. So let's get quartz. We need 2 blocks of regular old quartz. And we will just set this guy up in here because we don't have a lot of bees going on in this. I actually just took out the end iron, or the ender bee. And of course that guy is going to get out, which is fine. We will get a jar. The bee does not want to be home. It wants to leave its little home, but it's not a big deal. We'll go get him. I don't know which one it was. Hopefully it doesn't go into another apiary. That is a common thing. Oh boy. So let me find him. Well, that was kind of odd. It was a quartz-enriched iron bee, which I haven't placed down. And then I've noticed that some bees are starting to disappear. Like, I have the 2 silicone bees going in here. There's the gravel bee. Okay. Okay. Silicone. There's a gravel bee, but my dust bee is gone. And instead I had a quartz-enriched iron bee. I don't know. But that is kind of weird, right? So now we have a production of silicone going. I think, yeah, we can craft that into this silicone. And we're going to need a little bit of silicone. We're also going to need to make ourselves some exporters. Or is it importer? No. No, we were right the first time. Let's grab, let's just say 1, 2, 4 of these. Let's go ahead and make 5 of these. We're going to need our good old friend, the item router. This one I do believe has a sender and a receiver in it. Ah, has quite a few things in it. That's good. This was the item router for the beef. So we will go ahead and clear these. Perfect. And we're going to set this item router up somewhere. Now, we're going to want exporters on the back of these 4 guys here. We are also going to want to get ourselves a little bit of cable. So that we can hook these up. Perfect. The item router, I guess, can go right here. This shouldn't affect anything. We're going to want to send to this guy. And we are going to want to send, if we clear the filter out, we're going to want to send silicone. And then we are going to want to pull from this guy a printed silicone, which we're going to need power. We are going to need power for these guys, so let's go ahead and get ourselves some flux points, which I know we have. And this is going to be the trick. We're going to have, here's what we're going to have. I'll give you guys a thing. We're going to pull printed silicone out of here. We're going to export silicone into the item router. We're going to hook this up to the system. This is going to import silicone here. It's going to push it into this machine. We're going to pull the printed silicone out and then send that into all 4 of these guys here. We're going to have this exporter pulling redstone from this system. Boom. Like so. And then all we have to do is set up crafters on each one of these for the different processors, telling them that a raw processor is going to equal the printed version of that processor. So, with that being said, I think we can get away with running power cable like so. And go ahead and put energy cable here, 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 and then we should be able to put our flux point like so. So now this is crafting the printed silicone. Bam. And we can tell the puller if we change the whitelist item to pull printed silicone out. And that will go here. Now what we're going to need is some more senders. And we're going to need quite a few of these. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go ahead and put these guys back in the system. Going to need this out of the way, this out of the way. And we're going to need to set up a sender to each one of these inscribers. All of these, let's see. Can I do this here? I can do it. Nope. This way. So we're going to want to whitelist the printed silicone into all of these. Whitelist, whitelist, so on, and so forth. This will make sure that only ever printed silicone gets sent out. We can send all of these. Everything in here should be good to go. We do need to hook this up with a network system. You guys have seen me do this, so we'll craft this up, and we'll see if we can get this working. Well, we had a little bit of an issue with our item router, and it would pull the printed silicone out of this modular, or inscriber, this module, not modular, and it would not send it to these guys here. So what I've done is I've added the flux point here so that we can have power, and then I've done a little, come on fly, there we go. I've done this guy right here. This is called a detector from Refined Storage. You can right click on this thing and you can set the mode to emit a signal when under the amount, and we typed in the amount here for 128 printed silicone. If we look in our system here under printed, we have 190, which is really, really nice. So if we were to take out a stack of this, we're going to be at 126. You'll see this thing start to kick on, and there is 128, it is going to do like one more just because, but the redstone signal will kick on, and then I had to set this exporter to only work with a redstone signal. So that is how we've got this thing being automated. And this way we don't eat up all of our silicone, even though we are getting a decent amount. We only keep a certain amount of these in the system. So, with that being said, I have then gone ahead and put exporters on the bottom of each one of these inscribers with the printed silicone whitelisted. So now every single one of these will always have printed silicone, and they will always have redstone dust. So now what we need to do is we need to get these crafters hooked up to the system, which they already are. We have them like this. And I do believe that all we need to do is come down to our pattern terminal and turn on processing. And here we should be able to type in processor. The withering processor is going to be this guy, is going to equal this guy. That's the trick here, right? So withering processor in here is going to become a the raw processor is going to become the processor. Perfect. We'll clear that out. We'll take the raw basic processor and then the basic processor. Done. We need the raw improved processor. Get, and then we need the advanced, and I shouldn't have done that. We need the advanced raw and the advanced actual, and boom, done. There we go. That is all 4 of our patterns. We should now be able to put this guy in here, this guy in here, this guy in here, and this guy in here. Now, we didn't have to do this whole big setup. We could have simply had one of these with just all 4 processors in it. But I think it'll be better to have this big old setup. Plus, it's, you know, symmetrical and all of those different things. So if we go ahead and type in processor, let's see, we only have 13 of the advanced. So let's go ahead and request 20 processors. Start. So we should see, yep, 20 of these are crafted. Let's see if they send them over here. The advanced one is here. Aha. Okay. This guy, I think these need to be exporters. So let's go ahead and look that up. Exporter. We're making a lot of these today. Oh, and the game is lagging something fierce. And the exporter should only export the raw materials. Once we set it. Processor. Let's go ahead and see if we can do it without. Is our machine going to be smart enough to do it? It is. There it is. And the items then should be taken out and placed into here. And then I have an import bus, or an importer, right here, that is pulling the items out of the buffer and sending them back into the refined storage. Nice and neat. Perfect. So it's always going to send redstone and silicone. It's going to send the raw processor after it has been crafted up. So we are going to need to get 3 more of these exporters. And really, we should have everything that we need aside from cable. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 1, 2, and 3. Online, perfect. This guy has crafted. We should have now something like 33 of these processors. Perfect. We can craft up withering processors because of our processor over here with all the different patterns. Good to go. The last thing that I forgot to mention is we did put in the acceleration cards. We made these a while back, but they are in here, and this one has it as well. So we will be crafting up everything that we need to craft as far as the processors are concerned. Now, the next thing that I'd like to get set up is the disillusion chamber and get this thing starting to make, or be able to make, 1K storage parts. So a few things need to happen here. We're going to need to make, I think, a couple of dimensional tanks might be worth doing it. Rather than placing this guy all the way down where our honey is now, we should be able to make 2 of these dimensional tanks. And again, everything should be easy to craft. Perfect. Okay. So instead of putting our disillusion chamber down here and have to hook up more wireless networks and stuff like that and using more power, I think we can actually get away with this dimensional tank. We should be able to pump out of this guy if we get a fluid, let's see, pipe. We're going to go ahead and use this advanced mechanical pipe from Mekanism. I like it better than the cyclic pipe just because it doesn't keep a big inventory, right? Which we found out the 16 buckets worth of fluids are in the cyclic pipes. Is that the elite centrifuge casing? Oh no, we're way off. We're right here. Quantum tank, perfect. Boom. So we should be able to set, if we go ahead and mine this guy up, we should be able to set this side to pull, and then set up a dimensional tank that fills that guy right up. Perfect. And we'll place these back in. This one doesn't matter, but we'll place it in there anyway. And then I will go ahead and place our dimensional tank right here. Not right here. Right there. Now, the fluid slot, which is this guy right here, if we pull, can we pull automatically? We can't. Okay. That's okay. We have one more advanced mechanical pipe. And what I think I'm going to do is the same thing. We're going to go underneath this guy. And we'll set the pipe up like that. And then I should be able to... I have to remove this. To pull. This should be getting honey. Perfect. We need to supply this thing with power. But that's not a big deal. Yes. Alright. So we're going to need another flux point. Which again, we should have all of the things that we need to make this. We do. We probably should set this thing on autocraft. Because really, crafting this thing up so many times does get annoying. I guess we'll just do that for now. And now this thing is getting power. It has all of the slots ready. We have the honey being pumped into that. Let's look at the 1K storage part. So the 1K storage part is an improved processor, 4 quartz iron, and 2 redstone dust. We should be able to come over to our pattern and clear out the processing and set up 2... Oh, nope. I forgot we got to do it this way. We need 2 redstone dust. Quartz enriched iron. We need 1 of those, which is going to go here, 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 and here. We need 3 redstone dust. Like so. That's going to go here. And then we need the improved processor, which we have 11 of those. Let's do that. And that is going to create a 1K storage part. Let's create that. And let's put this guy in here. Perfect. So hopefully, if we were to request the 1K storage part, will this work if I request 2 of them? Start. So there's 1. It's being put in. I think I figured these interfaces out. That was the whole deal. We didn't have it figured out to where it can import and export. I just have a cable hooked up to the guy. And it doesn't look like it's going to export the item out. But the crafting is correct. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's right. The crafter itself cannot pull items out. So if we do importer, this guy right here, actually how, real quick. Ooh, I see a slight flaw with our plan here. We do need to set up these guys to potentially craft the cores as well. So I think what we're gonna want to do is set up our importer like this. That is online. And then if we set up our interface right here, that this should work. It should pull those items out. Perfect, it does. Let's go ahead and look up the 1K. We have 2 in the system. Let's go ahead and craft one more. Start and start. Should come in here. Let's see what we have for add-ons. I should have an efficiency and a speed tier 2 because we're no longer using those. We should be able to put those in here and speed this process up. It gets taken out. We have plenty of honey because our quantum tank over here is almost completely full with 523,000 buckets. Holy goodness. Yep. That thing's got quite a few quite a few things in. So what I'm going to need to do here is probably take the patterns here out of this one, and we'll go ahead and put our advanced and our wither processor in here. We will put this processor here, and we are going to make the cores right here. So the construction core uses the raw basic processor. I wonder if the system is smart enough to do this. Let's see. We need glowstone dust, and we need quartz. And then we need this guy. So we're going to need... let's go ahead and just bookmark these, and then we need the processors. Because I believe both of these use the raw basic processor. They do, so raw basic processor equals the... I can't pull it from over here. Okay. Or the construction core, let's go ahead and pattern that. We will... -1. Nope, that won't work. We will take the construction core from over here and then find the processor again. Raw basic, pattern, boom. So, the construction core, this should be really easy to change, right? The construction core, instead of redstone dust, is going to need glowstone dust, so we can pull the redstone dust out of here. And that was the construction core, yes, yes. So, construction core, we'll pull the redstone dust out of there, and we will put in nether quartz, redstone dust out of there, and we will go ahead and grab the construction core there, and let's go into our system and type in core. We have 34 of these, but we will go ahead and craft 2 more. And it is doing it good. So it will know where to put the raw basic processor depending upon the craft that we ask for. So 1K, we have 3 of these. That is good news. So the next thing that I wanted to automate real quick was the actual storage housing. We need this to make the storage discs, and I do believe that we are going to need this advanced housing as well, but this requires biodiesel, and it requires 3 storage housings for now. So according to our quest line, which is right here, the only thing that we need is an infinite storage disk, right? So the infinite storage disk is an infinite storage part and an advanced storage housing. So we're only going to need to craft 1 of these up, but we're going to need to craft 3 of these up. So when we go to do this recipe with the vibrant quartz glass, the steel plate, and biodiesel, we're going to have to go into a refinery with plant oil and ethanol and get into, this is an immersive engineering machine. Yeah, that's going to be a heavy thing that we're going to be doing later. So inside this crafter, I ought to be able to put the housing, because this requires honey, vibrant glass, redstone, and quartz enriched iron. So that is in there. We also need to teach the system how to make the vibrant quartz glass, which is quartz glass and glowstone, and then quartz glass is just glass and quartz dust. Now, we do have to keep a watchful eye on our quartz dust because we only have 50. So the recipe for this is we have to send this through a crusher. So eventually we will make a mechanism crusher, and then we can teach it that Certus quartz coming in will turn into Certus quartz dust, and that's automating the mechanism machines that we will get into at a later date and time. Right now, I really don't need that many housings. I'm pretty sure I just need one because we need to make the 64K storage disk, and I believe the uses... Yeah, after the 64K, it's using the advanced storage housing. So we'll put the 64K probably in here just because we're starting to run out of room on one of our disks. This one hasn't even been touched yet, so we're looking pretty good. Actually, if this one has 0 stuff, we can get the storage part out of that. Aha! Look at that. I'm so smart sometimes. So now what we need to do is we need to start teaching our system how to make these different crafts. The 4K storage part is a simple craft with basic processors, 1K storage parts. This is not a processing pattern, it is a craft. So 1K or 4K parts, we'll start over here. 16K parts. And the whole reason that we did all of this was because we want to be able to get up to the 64K storage. Now, these are the fluid. We don't need to worry about those. The next one would be this guy. The 256K, then the 1024. Then the 4096. We then need the holy bejesus one, the even bigger one, and then the last thing that we have, of course, is the ultimate part. But all of these require advanced processors, they require all this stuff, and hopefully we have enough room. We do not. Let's move the vibrant quartz glass over into here. So that one is full up, this one is full up. And now with placing in these patterns, these are all full up. So now if I wanted to, I could come in here, and if I typed in K part, all of my storage parts are in here. So I should be able to craft up one of these. We have all the stuff to do it. And we just let it craft. Now, it does have to craft 24 1K parts. That is a lot of parts, and this right here is saying that machine doesn't accept items. It does. This isn't a problem. It's just waiting on the dissolution chamber to process its stuff. So this is going to take a while, but once we get the 64K storage part, we can then request another housing. We can complete these 2 quests, and then we can just start down the line. We can request one of these, we can request one of these, so on and so forth, until we get here to the 262M part. Aha! So we have a couple of more. We have this guy, which requires that one. Oh my goodness. And then we have this guy that requires this one. So we are going to need to make another crafter, which is fine. We should be able to place this guy down and place a cable onto it. We'll get a piece of dye and change the deal here. But that is all of the different crafters. If we look at this guy, it's still crafting up 7 more of those, 6 more of those. It's crafting all of this stuff. Once this gets done, we will be done. But I don't think there's a higher tier add-on of the speed. There is not. Speed tier 2 and efficiency tier 2 is as fast as we can make the disillusion chamber. The only other thing that we could do is have multiples of these, so it's just going to be a matter of us waiting around while this thing goes ahead and fills up. We will grab, like I said, a red dye to change this guy to a red color. And yeah, that should be all done. That should be all done. We should have our 64K part here. We should be able to request a housing here. Let's go ahead and request one. Start. It's all being crafted up and processed into here. There's our storage part, or our housing. Perfect. We can then take this stuff into our crafting table and craft this into a 64K disc. And then we can put our 64K disc in here, and now we have just an absolute ton of space. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the K parts. And I'm going to go ahead and request the next highest after the 64K, which I believe is this guy. It needs to craft up 3 of these. It has to craft 27 of these. This is why I set this up into auto crafting. Let's cancel that order. And let's go into the M part real quick. This is the highest tier. If I were to start this, ooh, I am missing quartz enriched iron, I'm missing slime, I'm missing gold, and I'm missing industrial hemp fiber. Wow. Okay. So it looks like we need to get our quartz enriched iron B back up. We need to get our slime ball B going, and we have a gold B. I actually did get the gold B started up. I think it is in here. Yep, there he is right there. Should have one in there and one in there. And yeah, that is something that we're going to have to do. We need to get our quartz enriched iron. Let's see. Iron. We have a quartz enriched iron B here and a quartz enriched iron B here. We need our slime B, which is this guy and this guy. And we'll go ahead and get out of this. The quartz enriched iron needs the quartz enriched iron block, but the slimy bee needs slime. So let's go ahead and get these guys set up real quick. 1, 2. Slime. 1, 2. Let's go check these storage drawers, because we need a ton of storage drawers. Space. This one, I don't have any upgrades, so let's go ahead and put some of those in, because we need an absolute ton of these. I'm just going to make 12 of these. Sure, 1, 2, 3. I think we can put 6. That is good. Where is our quartz enriched iron? It should be right here. Again, same thing. This doesn't have any upgrades, so we will put those in there. And let's get these bees going. Now, inside this apiary here, this tier 1 apiary, I have a couple of bees going. We lost some bees, like I said, but I have obsidian, I have gravel, I have, which that does not need to be here. I have quartz. No, I have silicone. Silicone, sand, gravel, obsidian, refined glowstone, and silicone. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bees going on. So this will be more than fine to place these guys in. And the quartz enriched iron. And what we're going to just do is go ahead and go AFK for a little while and get ourselves all of our materials that we are going to need for the bees to do their, or for us to get these different parts. Aha. Perfect. That can go in the system. This all can go in the system. And there we go. Now I came over to the drawer system to check out what was going on here. And I didn't think I had an industrial hemp fiber plant growing, but I actually do. And it was not growing down here. It was just stopped like this. This progression bar was at 99% and it did not go any further because my drawer was full. So, let's see, actually, I think, yeah, the botany pots are relatively intelligent where they would not push any more items or grow. So I did go ahead and fix the drawer with a bunch of storage upgrades in it so that we can collect all the industrial hemp fiber. Grass, I don't think I'm growing, and if I am, I really need to probably just stop this from growing because we don't need the grass anymore. The other thing that I did was I checked the drawer for gold. It did not have any upgrades in it either. It had one storage upgrade and one void upgrade, and so I placed in more. I think what we want to do probably in the next episode, and I've kind of started working towards it, is look at getting ourselves this huge creative storage upgrade. Now, I do believe that that is potentially a quest. It is right here, and we need to unlock this quest, so we need to go through extended crafting to upgrade or open up the creative tab. And then we need to get ourselves the ultimate crafting table, and then we can go ahead and make these creative upgrades, and we can just start placing them in these different drawers. Things like this guy where we're at, 426,000. I think we're pretty close to what the storage drawer can hold. And it would be nice to have more stuff, right? I'm going to probably go AFK and let these bees take on collecting materials. We shouldn't have a problem with our... Yep, our centrifuge is working great. There's the slime coming in. Perfect. That's kind of weird. It only makes one slime ball. Slimy bee. It's actually like that. Slimy. Ah. So this can produce 9 slime balls, but the honey, or the honeycomb, yeah, only produces 1. Interesting. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, if we really wanted to produce a lot more materials, I could go ahead and break the tier 1 apiary here and make a tier 4 apiary and then get this centrifuge upgraded. But I think we're just going to keep this thing going. Oh my goodness, these are so full. They've got so many materials. Yep. All right, well, that is going to do it for us today. We automated some stuff like I wanted to. We're ready to make the K parts, at least. And I'm going to go ahead and request the next upgraded K part from this guy, which is not the 4K. It is this guy. And we're going to get this thing started. And eventually we will have all the way up, I think, this guy... It's missing 5 industrial hemp fiber, but 2,000 quartz enriched iron. So, yeah, we're just going to go AFK. We're going to wait for those materials. And next time, we will start looking at upgrading our extended crafting capabilities. So, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when videos like this come out. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including Twitter, Twitch, a link to my Discord, a link to my Patreon. Consider subscribing if you're new, and once again, guys, thanks so much for the continued support, and I will see you on